Music. Vocal or instrumental sounds combined in such a way as to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion. It's the most literal term that I could find of music. To be fully honest, there really is no definition to music. I mean, sure, there is, that definition, which is quite literal. But it's just the fact that music is so simple, it's so complex at the same time. It's like, what's an analogy that I can use? Okay, let's say I have 2 oak trees. The differences between the oak trees is one is old and one is young, very young, like a sapling to a 100-year-old oak tree. Okay? The sapling represents the simple side of music. All the limbs are barely even branched out. It's super small, and there's some leaves growing on it, and there's not really much to see, but it's so much, but it's just nice to look at, and it makes you appreciate life a lot more than what you usually do. And the big oak tree, the 100-year-old oak tree, is like, thing is huge. I'm talking ginormous. It can just, it's huge. All the limbs are just grown out. It has thousands of leaves on it. It's like maybe 50 feet, maybe not that far. Well, actually, yeah, maybe that far. It's like 50 feet tall. It's something like that. It's just super, super big, super wide, and something like that. And it's so diverse that you can't really pick apart and manage all of those things. But it's something so much more grand. Now, of course, that goes with music too, because music, you see, I'm a simple man. I like simple things, Who doesn't? I don't like having a hard life or a complicated one or anything like that. I like to have things simple and just all throughout a good thing, But of course, that's just me. You can have all the preferences that you want. It's just, that's my point of view. And basically, what music is it's either simple or really, really complicated, because the simple part, here, I'll explain the complicated part and then the simple part, so you can get it. So the complicated part is like, you have all these wide array of instruments. You gotta find out if it's a type of percussion or string or woodwind or brass or something like that. What kind of instrument is it? Like, this is a guitar. It's a string instrument. It's got strings on it that you pluck and you strum. Whilst a trombone is a brass instrument, clarinet, woodwind, and of course the drums is percussion. But going along with the complicated part of music is that you have all these notes, like you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then A sharp, B flat. So those two notes are the same thing. If you didn't already know that. But you have all these sharps and flats and notes that you know, right? That's just immensely possible. But there's also like chords that you can progress in it. Like the definition of it says vocal or instrumental sounds combined in such a way to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expression of emotion. So with the combined in such a way, that means that could go two ways, right? It could go into chords, which is basically like three or more notes played at the same time to make it sound pretty, you know. Or it could also be referencing melodies of different notes throughout a span of time. Gosh, the more I'm thinking about this, the more complicated it's getting. So, that's basically all of the complicated things that could go with it. Now, the simple terms. Here's my favorite part, the simple terms. The simplicity of music is that you don't have to have any of those things. You don't have to have any of the complications in it. You don't have to listen to all the chords. You don't have to know all the notes or get right melodies or nothing like that. You can just do what you want to do. You know? Like, here, let me teach you a few things first, right? So, the difference between a chord and a melody. A chord is multiple notes played at the same time. So let's say I have this note. I don't know what that note is. But you have this note, but then you also have another note along with it. Sounds pretty, right? And then you have another that sounds along with it. You got yourself a chord. But since the guitar has 6 strings, you can strum those 6 strings and make a good chord that makes it sound just pretty. Like something like that. Just to think that it started with this one note. Melodies, on the other hand, they are notes not played at the same time, but 1 or 2 notes combined, just going, I don't know, into places. It's like, see, that was a melody right there. That was, of course, well, that was, of course, the difference between chords and melodies. That's just the quick thing that I wanted to teach you. But another thing is just that knowing all those, of course, here, let me show you all the chords too, and how they all sound different, right? You have A, let's see if I can actually play B. You have B, that's alright. You have C, D, E, F, and G. Going back to A. Sounds all different, right? And of course, those also have different notes of themselves, or like different things in themselves. It's like the chords that I just played were major. I could also play minor or 7 chords, like A major, A minor, and A7. It's different. It's really different and really complicated. But the simplicity of music is that you don't have to have any of that. You see, you don't have to have... Let me start out with this. You, or people, not specifically you, don't don't take that into judgment, but people tend to just associate music with songs and lyrics and diverse meanings and whatnot. You don't have to have any of that with music. Music is anything that just sounds good together. Heck, It could sound bad. Let's see if I can... Here, let me just play something random. It could sound bad like this. Doesn't sound too great, right? But technically that is also music. If you enjoy it, that's music. Simplicity of it. And you as a person don't have to have an instrument along with it. You don't have to have a guitar, piano, or drums, or anything, or saxophone, or trombone, nothing. You don't have to have nothing to make music. Because you have yourself. And you, yourself, you are technically an instrument. Your vocal cords are an instrument. Same thing as the vibration of these strings. Same thing, right? Doesn't really sound the same, but still. You can just make up a melody going along with it. Like, I don't even have to play a single note and I can make music. Like, simple as this. Most say, little doggies, why don't you lay down? 'Cause you wandered and trampled over the ground. Lay down, little doggies, lay down. That was music. And you don't even have to have the lyrics in it, and just make music with it. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's music nonetheless, you know? But you can also add in chords with it. Same thing with Look to Yours by Coulter Wall, you know, as an example. Said I know just what you're wishing to folks in our condition. We never leave this ballroom with our pride. So go about your earthly mission. Don't trust no politicians. You look to yours and I look to mine. Just to make it sound, I guess, better? I don't know. Just something sticks with me that I really love the simplicity of music. Of the stuff that I just sang. The instrumental. Not instrumental. The a cappella kind of thing where I just use my voice. There's something so simple and so sweet about it that I just love. But all you gotta know is that, well, no, I got one more thing. Another thing in the definition is that it says expression of emotion. Now I can say that for sure because I have certainly cried over many songs. Over a simple "You Are My Sunshine" to the Christian hymns, or just normal Christian songs. I've cried over them. It's just been so emotional. Certain songs can inflict happiness or sadness or anger or fear and so much. Like, especially the fear part. Not especially, but you wouldn't believe fear, but you ever heard 5 Nights at Freddy's, The Living Tombstone? That junk is creepy. It's creepy beyond belief and it gets you paranoid. It's good. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's just creepy. You know? It's just, I don't know. It doesn't have to be complicated, but it also doesn't have to be simple to release emotion. That's my definition of music. Emotion. A way to cope with your things, and with your stress, depression, anxiety, and whatever you have. You can put it all away with music. I can certainly say that music helped me through any dark times that I got. But I don't know. You just gotta find your own liking of music, and you got yourself a coping mechanism and a cure. something. I don't know what it is. Not physical. No, not physical. Like, if you have acid reflux, goodness me, I feel so bad for you, but music could not cure that. But still, mentally, music can cure a lot. Just give it a try. It might help you. That's what I like about music. Thank you for watching, all y'all. And I'll see you all next time. Have a good night.